Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you all so much for taking the time to support the channel. My name is Hello Good Game, and I'm pleased to be your host within this Magic the Gathering Arena deck guide video. We're playing Izzet Drakes. The Drake Hatcher is the new card for the Foundation set, which I am very excited about. So this card can create Drakes by removing counters from it. It gains counters from doing combat damage to your opponent, and of course it has prowess, which is pretty cool, so you can actually get that damage up quite high. We're going to break down the deck list in depth, not just the Drake Hatcher here, but all of the cards, discussing the strategies and synergies, how they all work together to form the deck as a whole. And of course we'll demonstrate everything within our gameplay footage against our ranked opponents, some of the best decks and players in game we'll see today. And then, of course, we'll wrap up with our, deck news, channel news and deck review. The deck news and channel review. Hey, maybe we should do a channel review one of these days. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help out. And, well, let's just get after it. So we are in standard best of one with the release of Foundations, playing with a blue and red tempo deck. It's very aggressive. You could consider it an aggro deck if you wanted. We do have some interaction, right? We're using some bounce spells, which are typically within that tempo or control archetype. 14 creatures, 24 non-creatures, and 22 land to support the lighter than average curve here. But it's how you use it, right? So we're going to be starting off with a Monastery Swiftspear. This is a 1/2 with haste and prowess. And we also, on turn 1, will pair it with the Storm Chaser's Talent, which makes the, on ETB, a 1/1 with prowess. So those are our turn 1 creatures. On turn 2, we're going to move into the Drake Hatcher. As previously mentioned, a 2-mana 1/3 with Vigilance and Prowess. When it deals combat damage to a player, put that many incubation counters on it, and then we can remove 3 counters from it at instant speed anytime we want to create a 2/2 blue Drake with flying, which is pretty decent when we're making multiples. And then, well, we could have 2 combat phases, doubling the number of Drakes we get, with Fear of Missing Out, 2 mana, 2/3, and when it enters, you're going to discard a card and then draw a card. If you have Delirium, now it's going to be 4 different card types in your graveyard. So this is an enchantment creature, which actually counts as 2, which is pretty decent. And then if we can get, like a sorcery in the grave, an instant in the grave, we are going to London with that second combat phase. And then, hitting twice with the Drake Catcher is going to be really, really cool here. Moving into our last creature of the deck, Electroduplicate is a quasi-creature, if you will. We should mention it now, as it is in that curve on 3 mana. At sorcery speed, creating a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste, and at the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice this token. So we don't mind the catcher if we're casting more spells on top of it. For the prowess, just make sure that you make those drakes before the sacrifice. Of course, you can also just make more copies of FOMO, which is pretty cool because A, this is a sorcery in your grave, and B, the FOMO trigger, the ETB, will go off again, allowing you to get a second chance at that Delirium if you don't have it yet. And that's going to help out that Drake Catcher, which is, the name of the game. And now moving into 4, right? That Drake Hatcher is making the Drakes. And, everything basically has prowess, but if it doesn't, we're going to be using the Riptide Rogue for 4 as a 3/3 with prowess that gives other creatures we control prowess. So if it already has it, it gets it twice, which if you're the Drake Catcher, that's great news. But if you're also just the Drakes, these 2/2 flyers with prowess, oh yes, now that is going to put in some work for us. And then whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. Looking at you, Drake Catcher. Yeah, so that's confirmed combat damage in on our opponent, which is great. And the whole thing just works together really nicely for us. And, if there was one way to push up our creature through the prowess, it's going to be bulk up. One of my favorites here. I'm not sure if this is a reprint or a new card. New to me, within Foundations for 2 mana, instant speed, doubling target creature's power until the end of turn, which is pretty decent, right? So the prowess is going to trigger first, and then you double it after. It has flashback, so you can cast it from your grave, which is decent. Electroduplicate also has flashback, which is great for FOMO. you know, toss them to your grave and then use them later if you're not seeking the Delirium trigger, or if you have a second sorcery or instant in at that point and you can remove one of them. So just retaining our card advantage through flashback is quite nice. And then, you know, we want confirmed damage output through the Hatcher, not just through the Rogue's static, making it unblockable. So we have Trample through Crash Through. Creatures you control gain Trample until the end of turn. Draw a card, right? This cantrip brings us into our next, and when our average mana value is so slow, we can, you know, multicast, and when we're multicasting with prowess, you know, we're going to London. Protection with Shore Up, 1 mana, instant speed. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until the end of turn, as well as being able to untap it, which sometimes is nice, right? Basically just protecting us from any removal, you know, making sure that our Drake Catcher can hang around. Opt, 1 mana, instant speed, scrying 1, drawing a card. It just pushes us through our deck, right? It's going to help us find that next card, whatever happens to be appropriate, whether we need a land drop, you know, an instant to sorcery, another creature, right? And then opening up our attack lanes, making sure that our opponent's not able to accumulate any value with Into the Floodmaw. 1 mana, instant speed, returning creature they control to their hand. If we gift a fish, we can actually return non-land permanent instead, which is pretty decent. We can attack within the Spire, right? This is going to enter tapped. Attack is a 2/1 with first strike and scry 1, which we don't mind. And then other consistency within the dual lands through the Reef and the Canal. A couple basics here as well, right? So really basic deck. There's not much to it. You know, you just play prowess creatures and then cast a bunch of instances and sorceries. Well, I guess yeah, because even like the talent, the enchantment's going to trigger it too, right? So, which the majority of the deck is, right? A lot of it is non-creature. The rest has prowess or will help us, you know, kind of maximize our prowess effect through that double combo. So, cheers, that's the deck. Izzet Drakes. In the description below, you'll find the link to the deck list. And of course, leave a like and a comment if you will. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. But most importantly, kick back, relax, and let's see if we can win some games. Oakley dokely, we're going first. We have 2 lands. And, well, our Drake Hatcher, and I'm really just about that today. So the Restless Spire's in play. You know, maybe we just double down. Double talents on the Hatcher. Immediate removal would make me cry. Don't do it. You don't want to see me cry. It's very, very ugly. You're a bunny! I don't think they're going to block that. Let's just play some otters. And make us some drakes. That incentivizes the block. They say they don't care about it. That's fine. Pop Adelphia. Big attack. Do you do it? You can Drake out. No blocks, though, I don't think. Okay, I've got 2 Into the Floodmaws here, so. Wouldn't mind a land. Good block for the Hatcher with the hop to its. I'm gonna toss a FOMO. Get the land. I like that. I like that. I like that. You know. And little distraction here. At this point, I think we just attack. Maybe they triple block and we have instant speed. Right? Any double blocking here is going to be good for us, or blocks in general, right? No blocks at all. Okay. I mean, I'll just reset that. Take my prowess triggers. thought we would get at least one chump block, but I guess not. 2 counters on the Drake Hatcher. Not enough for Drake yet, but okay. We're winning the race. We're at 15, they're at 9. You know, here comes another mentor. We have an answer for that. No attack, that's fine. This attacks for 2, and itself is 3. How aggressive do we want to be here? Aggressive? Or take the double prowess? Do they have anything to play for 2? I don't think so much. I think double prowess is the way we want to go. Try, but most likely just bouncing the bunny. And, well, they're not having it. I'm too slow for them today. But I think we're going to bounce that bunny, push up the 3 prowess creatures. The 2 hits confirmed to 7. They have 3 blockers on the prowess creatures. We hit for an additional 2, down to 5. You know, they don't really have a board state anymore because this mentor is coming out as like a 1/1 because they had to chump block with the rabbit tokens, right? So, you know, I do think we just come out ahead there. On the draw, keeping 7 land is here with Spear Hatcher. Now with Fear Protection. Ooh, there goes our protection. There goes our talent. I think talent would be better to take because talent can grab back door up. I don't mean. Pretty sure. They agree. We're in for 1. Mono Black's going to be a hard win. Lots of removal here. So to have that protection is helpful, I guess, in this specific matchup. Don't really want to expose the Drake immediately. I'll probably go FOMO first. Oh! Double duress. Alright. Okay. With a cut down, I swear to God. Who are you? Man, this game never gets old. I'll tell you what. I don't want to lose the Hatcher. See what we're dealing with here. Oh. Oh. Play Liliana, I dare you. Okay. We have our protection. Oh, no, we don't. They took that second. Ugh! Maybe it's a cut down and we still have quasi protection, right? Or a Virtue of Persistence. Hope they're likely. There's blue here. 1 damage to 19. Tying it up. Taking us to the Bronx. Yeah, not so much though. In case we draw something better, we don't. Maybe we should have waited for the prowess trigger. That would have been respectable. We're gonna save the protection for us. We definitely should have waited for the bounce, but I want it to be effective with my mana base. Bronco's back. Removal, homie. Do it. Not a Liliana or Shoulder's Edict, though. Something like a... Yes! Oh! Oakley dokley. That's just too good. That's what mono black deserves, though, let's be honest. Right from the top rope. Another Drake active. That's our third shore up. And I only run 3, so it's unlikely to have that. Like, only 13 cards into the library, right? That's crazy. I have 3 shore ups and 3 lands. But 22 lands in the deck, only 3 shore ups. See how crazy that is, right? My turn again. There's no way they block this. Oh, their turn, sorry. Oh, I do block this, though, yes. Wow. That's interesting. Did they combo in? Asadelphia. Gonna make it so we can't attack? We'll try to.
Showed me the truth. Flesh will always lose.
X gonna give it to you. Electroduplicate. Pretty cool card, eh? Was a mill deck all along. On the go. On the slow go. Also known as the draw. We've got the Hatcher. Good enough for me. Play a little slow. Protection as well, which is quite nice. I mean, we could play fast. Nah. Nah. Let's just play Hatcher on 3 or Hatcher, sorry. Mono Erd. Now, should we act defensively? Not a bad idea. We go to 3/4 toughness. But they're gonna smash us so hard. I don't think we can play defensively. Pay 1 life for it. Hey Diagon, how are you? And then yeah, we'll just take our 2. This is going to be a tough match to win. I think we're probably dead here. Ooh. All right. No, I mean, it's not a Monstrous Rage Double Strike Trample, right? So could be worse. Just taking 4 damage on the turn. Fine. And straight Talon. Double Prowess on the D. Electroduplicate. Crash through. Probably not enough. This has haste as well. 13 life. They missed. Like, they should have tapped a village there, because now if they have like a rage, they can't cast it, 'cause that's creature only, right? So I think that might have been an auto tapper mishap here. Is this the way? I think the double strike's a pick, even if we lose one. This can be a blue source or red source, doesn't matter. I guess we should have played this first in case we drew something else. Land we don't. We have vigilance. Hello. Ah, taking the double strike was good. Okay. Valiance is a rage, which they can't cast, but we're still just absolutely hooped here. 6. A little too late, right? I mean, it's a good start. Bingo, bango, bongo. We got some Drakes on tap. Please don't have a draw. Oh, we can't even block it, though, is the thing. We can't even block it. The Nemesis. We can't block the Nemesis. They still win. Good game, though. And they we'll just have a shot. No! I had fun. We were about to make Drakes for certain. On the draw, keeping 7. I mean, if I have the Drake Hatcher, I'm keeping it. I'm pretty simple like that, right? Oh, more mono. Oh, it's not though. It's Boros. Should we have removal in the deck? Probably. Might not hurt. And then you could win when you're not on the play, right? You could win on the draw too. Classic. Want another one? Ouch. We can't play slow on the draw, right? Like one of those things. You're already playing from behind. How do you do that and then take a turn off, right? Inconceivable. Not today. No thanks. Oh, that's good. That's good. Let that one throw away. How do we do this? Okay. We need to keep 1 mana up, so we have 2. 2 Drakes will do. I mean, it's not great, but it's a start. Two cards in hand. Challenger has Valiant triggers, though, which we don't care for. Nice. Where did they put that double strike? Smart. Bounce the hero. Chandler goes to... Go down to 5, which is unpleasant. Prowess up. And I think they probably still kill the Hatcher. Or just have protection. Oh, man. Good game, dude. Oh, that planning for nothing. Nice. You gotta love it. On the draw, keeping 7, 3 land. Flip Spear, right? We've got that early creature, which I like. And Opt is cool as well for that early draw. Hello, good game. Good luck in your match, of course, as well. You're gonna need it. No, I'm just kidding. Lava boots. Shaking in my lava boots. I don't have protection, so we may as well just play it anyways. I do have bulk up, though. And that's one thing we haven't showcased yet. Okay, we're good. Come on. Go to 3 and then double to 6. And then we have 2 Drakes. Linda. Because we get an untap. Let's Ash Ketchum. Got him. Nice. That was pretty smooth, right? Not too shabby. On the draw. Have I gone first at all today? I'm gonna keep 7. 1, 2, 3 looks pretty lit, right? Really? They'll wait for us to prowess, and we won't, so they don't cast. And we survive! Because there was an Elspeth Smite over there, or a Get Lost. We all know it. La Ramaval. Cause our flashback. Ooh. Could be good, right? Like temporary law. I regret saying it out loud. Okay, we have a Drake Hatcher on deck. Still retaining good card advantage here with flashback. That's gonna outpace us though. Red source, blue source, red source, blue source, red source, blue source. Red source. Electros. Double red. Let's make sure Spen's blue this turn, right? Then we can cast blue next turn. Okay. 2/2/2s on the turn for 3. 1 land up. Maybe they don't use talent. Fine. Prowess survives Smite, but it could still be a Get Lost. What's the over-under on that? Smite versus Lost, or is it both? I don't want to spend the blue to bounce the token. So I will, because that makes it the right play. When I think it's wrong, it's actually right. Barely. I'm gonna stick with the Electroduplicates. Otherwise I get lost. We suck. We wanted the land, we didn't get it. Right? Sometimes you get lucky and you're like, oh man, I just discarded for a land. I'm so fucking cool. Other times you're like, I just punted this match so hard. It's the latter for us here today. Wow, I mean, if only I had another blue source. Blue. The land. Oh yeah, big time. All right, all right, all right. Okay, for 5, not bad. Only we weren't playing against a control deck. No! Criminal. Gonna need it again over the single target. If they have a smite, a single target in this hand, and I throw away... Oh, man! I win it now without needing that next turn. I'm gonna copy a FOMO. That goes to 2. I hit for 4. 6 with the spell is lethal. No, because FOMO's all my mana. Gonna land. Oh, I should not have untapped the Swift Spear in case it is a smite. Oh, that's a little misplay there. Little itty bitty misplay there for us all. Nice play. Hey, you know, it's not all about the matches you win, right? Sometimes it's about the ones you lose. And I like a good loss, right? On a 5, it's pretty close. We only have one more move to make, and it all depends upon their next play. Scared to talk about it. We'll talk about it after, right? I don't want to jinx it. Okay, so now that it's in the future, we can, or past, sorry. The lockdown, right? We could bounce the lockdown again. We have 6, we do. We have the 2. For the electric. But it's... If they didn't have 2 mana... Come on, Billy, come on! Right, and we don't have the Restless Canal or whatever it is. Restless Spire. If only we could bounce that card, then we could do both, but we're 1 mana short. And being 1 mana short against the control deck, oh man, you're done. You're done. King Khan, that's not bad. Donkey Kong. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Herbie, level 99 Herbie, the Dingus Kong. Nice. That's kind of the bummer about playing against a control deck too, right? It's like, you know you've lost. At what point do you pack it up? You just let them win still? Like, you still make them go through the motions as like a form of like a punishment to them? How dare you play a better deck than me? This is what you get. Oh, that's gonna be like the straw that broke my back. Just go for it. You can do it. No, the play line doesn't make any sense. Just throw all your cards down like a child. Throw a little bit of a fitsies, if you will. One of my favorites. I hate lifelink! And this was my deck. Close match, you know, we're not that far off though, right? So, we do this? Oh, no, okay. I was gonna say, did we do that wrong? We got it right. The Drakes are in the house. Oh, I forgot to make the Drakes. Good game. Run! The shame monster's coming! Izzet Drakes. Pretty cool, actually. Drake Catcher and the Riptide Rogue work together perfectly. And honestly, I was playing this deck without the Rogue with like some success, right? And actually in today's video, I don't even think I was able to play it through my recordings. But, you know, I had this epiphany, right? I was playing this deck. I was thinking about how much I like this deck. And then I was like, if there was only some way we could give the Hatcher Drake's prowess as well. And then I was like, well, Narset could do that, but I don't know if I want to go to Jeskai. And then just the new Otter. So here we are. You know, I'm really pleased with this as a whole. And it's really easy to miss a card that's perfect for the deck. And that's where I rely on you all as the community. We all have different perspectives, are aware of different cards, have different favorites and stuff, right? So don't be shy. If you see anything that you like in the deck, let us know. Maybe it goes perfectly. On that note, you know, we were making all of these tribal decks, and we're gonna get to the sideboard or the cards in a moment, but I gotta just share this, right? Because there is an evolution of these decks. So within the new cards, I found an absolute bomb for the tribal decks. Maybe I have not. It's here somewhere. The Adaptive Automation. 3 mana, 2/2. As it enters, choose a creature type. This creature's chosen type when it enters, in addition to its construct, and then other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. It's a Lord. It's a universal Lord for 3. It's a little expensive, more than 2, but yeah, it's just in addition to. So it's going to go in the Elf deck. You know, it's going to go in the Human deck. It goes in the Merfolk deck. Whatever the Goblin deck I've made as well. I didn't even notice it. Wasn't aware of its existence. So it exists, you know, so that's, you know, goes to speak to the importance of, you know, sharing, you know, your own perspective on the deck and how we can improve it, right? So while we were building it, I did have some ideas. The Elusive Otter is an additional prowess creature on 1, but I like the talents a little bit more because it can bring things back from the grave. It can even make its own tokens, which again, if we have the universal prowess through the Otter, I think is pretty decent. Bolt Wave, new removal, I don't mind. Each opponent, you know, just getting after it. We also have that new 1 mana kicker that deals 2 or 4. Was considering that. I can only have 15 in the sideboard though. Here we are. A Vigilance creature that's unblockable, don't mind. Duelist. We were considering going with a card draw variant, and, you know, just really looking at how we can be aggressive on 2. The Captain, Pirates. You know, we could play a Pirate deck. I guess maybe I was just looking at cool Izzet cards to play with. The Slag Storm, I don't mind hitting creatures, hitting, you know, players. But again, you know, we have so many creatures that would die to this. We're not really into it. 1,000-Year Storm, but way too expensive, you know. So, like, it just goes to show you how many cards that you look at that, you know, in hindsight, they're like, oh, man, all these cards are bad for the deck. But in the moment when you're just kind of like starting down to build a deck, like a lot of these do come to mind, you know. 3 steps ahead, I actually would not mind, right? That's a good card, could go in the deck. You know, the copy here on the Drake or FOMO is really, really nice. The card advantage is good, and of course, you know, the counter. Otterball, you know, this is draw, this is prowess here for us. I wouldn't mind. I honestly had trouble fitting it in the deck. The Challenger, again, prowess, very nice. Card advantage, not bad. We don't have a lot of target creature triggers. Electroduplicate, bulk up, you know, shore up a few, but like not, I don't think really enough in comparison to the double combat off FOMO on the Drake Catcher, right? So sometimes it's really easy to tunnel vision and be like, oh, I'm prowess. Everything absolutely has to be prowess, but it might not necessarily, you know, have the best outcome competitively. Lots of times it's about blending multiple aspects, right? The Codebreaker, Card Advantage Prowess, the Immolator Prowess Removal, which is pretty decent on creatures or planeswalkers, and we don't actually have any removal in the deck other than Floodmaw. So that's maybe one thing that we could consider, it or other forms of removal. Additional copies through Molten Duplication. It's, again, a Prowess trigger as it's a non-creature. A Twinferno, Double Strike, we don't mind. On the Drake Catcher, right? 'Cause that's 2 sets of damage. And, of course, the +2 haste on the Drakes we could also use with the Enduring Courage. So this is something I've been considering quite a bit as well, right? It's not bad because you can make the Drakes on their turn, so the haste isn't really relevant. You don't necessarily need it. But the +2 is pretty cool. So you would just wait and hold them back, and then you would get that +2 and take advantage of it. That versus the Prowess, you know, pick your poison. I kind of think that the Prowess might be better, considering we have that unblockable ability on that secondary static. So I don't mind that. That's kind of what I was thinking about within the deck. Again, if you have any ideas where we're going with this, specifically maybe removal-wise, should we focus on more? Like, we didn't lose a lot of matches, and the matches we lost were very close. You know, should we focus a little bit more on removal within the deck, or should we just forget about it, play the odds? You know, you can't always go first. You know, that's a big part of having that removal, is when you don't go first and they get the, you know, that first creature in play, and then you're kind of like playing catch up always, right? So the removal gives you a chance to get ahead. We have Floodmaw. You know, I quite like that. It would be nice if we had some removal with a cantrip. I think would be pretty decent. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all so much. I've been rambling today. He's a rambling man. Have an amazing conclusion to your own day. Thank you again all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you soon in the next